Over 50 dead in mosque attack as Pakistan grips with militancy. The city of Mastung, located in the southwestern province of Balochistan, Pakistan, became a tragic epicenter when a celebratory occasion turned devastatingly somber. As hundreds gathered outside of a mosque to mark Prophet Muhammad's birthday, a self deletion bomber detonated, instantly taking the lives of at least 60 people. In the aftermath, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. This tragic episode reflects a larger pattern of unrest in Pakistan, particularly since a fragile peace deal with the Pakistani Taliban collapsed in November of 2021. Munir Ahmed Baloch, one of the mourners, poignantly captured the collective grief, saying, quote, "Today, people are mourning in every street and village of Mashtun. We are unable to understand who can do such a dirty act at a sacred religious gathering." As the community grapples with loss, the broader business community in Balochistan showed solidarity by observing a shuttered down strike, urging the government to prioritize law and order. Meanwhile, families grieve not only the irreparable and irreplaceable loss of loved ones, but also the violation of what should have been a sacred and peaceful commemoration. Um, I wanted to cover this mostly because I think it's worth raising to the attention of people that this is one of the worst self deletion attacks we've seen in Pakistan in a while. This is the worst since there was that attack not that long ago in the mosque in a police station that killed over 100. Um, but this time it's in Balochistan. The previous one was in the other side of the country, I believe. And I mean, obviously, it's terrible. We can say all the things that we always say about this, about the loss of human life, how what is this done for, how meaningless and senseless it is. But Armin, why do you think or explain to someone who's not familiar why there'd be a motivation to target an event like this, target an event that celebrates the prophet's birthday?
Wait, so do we know which group has claimed responsibility? Did you mention which group claimed responsibility for this?
When I was researching this, I have not found anyone taking responsibility for it yet.
Hmm. Well, it depends on who these people. Do we know what sect these people belong to? Like, was there a specific group of people?
Um, I feel like maybe Barelvi, but I could be misremembering. But what's coming to my mind based on when I was researching this is that it could be Barelvi, but I also could be incorrect. So that would be Sunni.
Okay, so is this a Sunni on Sunni attack? Are we this is how we're understanding it?
That's my understanding.
Mm. Um, I don't. I mean, this. I don't know exactly. We need to know who's taking responsibility for this. I don't know. I can't figure out the motivations behind this. I
Could
mean,
it,
if the attackers were, yeah, go on.
it is celebrating the Prophet Muhammad's birthday seen as shirky?
By some people, yes, but I don't think that's the reason behind this. Because a lot of these things have more political. I mean, it has a religious excuse, but with the political motivation, right? Just because something is shirky is so when you see people randomly, like lone wolf, without planning, without training, just attacking somebody because something they said is shirky, that is more religious than political. Okay, but when you see something is planned, it's it's done by a group, it's organized, okay, it was practice, by something like this, then it's not, it has religious excuses, but it has it's not just because, like, oh yeah, because we don't like people celebrating Prophet Muhammad birthday. It's not just that. This must, I would look for a political motivation with the religious excuse rather than just purely a religious motivation. So I would have to
Yeah.
figure out. I mean, we have to say right now in Pakistan, who would benefit from more instability, right? A lot of
Particularly in
uh,
Balochistan.
yes. Okay, so this might be an anti-separatist attack or a I don't know. I have to say, I need more information about exactly who these people are.
Hmm. Yeah,
The article doesn't
Shami is
explain exactly. Yeah.
providing some context. He's saying no one took responsibility for this publicly. However, the state is at war with the TTP, the Pakistan Taliban,
Yeah.
who do not view Milad ul Nabi favorably, although no direct evidence. Yeah, and I believe I read that the TTP has distanced themselves from this.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they're and I at this point I don't remember reading of any the state pointing the finger
So
at anyone either.
okay, so in general, okay, the more instability that we have in Pakistan, again, I don't know if this is what's happening here, right? But we have Islamist groups that are benefiting a lot from the political instability in Pakistan because they have it's a lot. So if they introduce more chaos and instability and um, dissatisfaction with the government, they are going to be able to take more advantage of the chaos that you know that comes from it. So that's a general thing that we could always if we don't have any other explanations right now use as a general trend of things, but more I think for explaining something like this you need more specifics, right? But why would they do uh, an event like this? Like why wouldn't they not go with something that is, I mean, if it's, I understand that celebrating Prophet Muhammad is considered to not be correct Islam, so that might be a motivation for some Islamists to do this. I do know, but again, I have to know because if this is Sunnis, so and they're attacking other Sunnis, right? So are they different kinds of Sunnis? Are they from different fractions, or is yeah? Again, we have to know. You have to understand, like we have within the history of Islam, we have Wahhabi Muslims who attacked the and destroyed Muhammad's uh, burial ground. As these are Muslims who celebrate Muhammad as a prophet, but consider dedicating a place where you go visit his grave to be idol worship. So a lot of people, you might be correct, Susanna, the fact that people are celebrating Muhammad's birthday, birthday itself, celebrating a birthday itself for many Muslims is considered to be un-Islamic, and celebrating Muhammad's birthday is considered to be idol worship or shirky, because Muhammad is dead. Muhammad is a person. Muhammad is not God. Muhammad was a prophet. So many Muslims would disagree with that. So maybe that has something to do with it, but we would need more information. But again, that cannot be the only motivation. I don't think they came around like, oh, let's go bomb these people only because to punish them for celebrating Muhammad's birthday. There must be other motivations that adds to that.
Yeah, and Shami is also
Yeah.
bringing up a really good point that I'm glad that he brought up, so I didn't forget to mention it.
Mm.
You see, another sad thing about this attack and others like it is that it has led to Pakistan taking action to expel Afghan refugees, arguing a number of them have
Right.
been committed by Afghan nationals. Yeah, oh my gosh, what was the quote that I found? Basically, I remember sending this to you, Armin. Pakistan is like just going to deport 1.3 million
Yeah,
Afghans.
that
Wait, here
probably
we go.
gonna go. A lot of
Pakistan on
them.
Tuesday ordered all illegal immigrants, including 1.73 million Afghan nationals, to leave the country or face expulsion after revealing that 14 of 24 suicide bombings in the country this year were carried out by Afghan nationals. I don't even know how they're going to accomplish this. That's crazy.
Let me do some research. Yeah, and also if they're even a little bit successful, a lot of that is going to just go to Iran.
Oh my gosh. And the situation of Afghan nationals in Iran is already bad enough.
Yeah, we at some point we might need to talk about that, because there's a major refugee crisis right now, between the Iran-Afghanistan border, which is causing a lot of hostility between some Iranians and some people from Afghanistan. So
Yeah, a
there's
lot
that
of
is
abuse,
happening
a
as well.
lot of racism.
Yeah. And also there's going to be a lot more conflict. There might be a lot more conflict coming up between Iran and Afghanistan over water issues. So there's that as well. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And remember, guys, water issues, the entire fall of Syria, and then the rise of ISIS, the whole thing started with water issues. So just remember, taking lack of access to water has significant geopolitical ramifications, including a lot of instability and war. So some people are predicting that going forward, how in the past couple of decades a lot of wars were over oil. Some people are predicting that going forward we are going to see a lot of war over water, as we like. For us it's normalized for countries in the Middle East especially to have conflict over, because there's oil there. We're going to say the same thing now happening because of fights over water. But let me see, the motivation behind this bombing in Balochistan remains somewhat unclear, as no group had claimed responsibility for the attack. However, a security official suspects ISIS involvement. Okay, so especially since ISIS carried out an attack in the same area days earlier following the killing of one of its commanders. This aligns with the broader context of Pakistan experiencing a surge in attacks since November 2021, post the breakdown of the peace deal with TTP. The attack may aim to spread fear, disrupt peace, and challenge the government's control, especially ahead of the 2024 elections. Nonetheless, the exact motivations remain speculative without a formal claim of responsibility. See, guys, this is why you come to me. My analysis of what the motivation behind this was exactly the same as some security experts. Why do you even need security experts when you have me here, guys? Just come here and just ask me your questions. Okay.
I aspired to have the self-assuredness of Armin. I would be unstoppable.
Okay.
Oh, D is here. D is saying, "Hi guys, listening at work. An Afghan friend told me that Pakistani jails are full of refugees. So sad if it's true." Yep,
Yeah.
I believe it.
Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.